everyone. So today I'm going to share with you some of the best exercises to improve thoracic mobility. The thoracic spine is basically your mid-back, okay? So you have your cervical spine in your neck that goes from C1 to C7. Then you have your thoracic spine that starts from here and goes down to your lower mid-back, and that goes from T1 to T12. Then you have your lumbar spine, which is your lower back, that goes from L1 down to L5 and meets the sacrum and tailbone area. So the thoracic spine makes up your mid-back, the area in the spine between the shoulder blades and kind of at the brow line. Now when it comes to the thoracic spine, many of us are very hypomobile in the spine, meaning the spine isn't moving as much as it should. It's very stiff and kind of rounded because we tend to have that rounded posture when we're sitting at a computer for a long period of time. So I find myself doing it as well. If I'm on the computer for a while, I kind of start to sink into it, round my shoulders, and I'm just kind of stuck there in a position and in like a trance just as I get work done, right? So you have to remind yourself, improve your posture, pull the shoulders back, sit up straight, and keep good posture there. Well, what happens is when we're stuck in this posture for a while working and stuff, our thoracic spine likes to stiffen up, and it likes to get into that stiffened state, and then therefore it causes other issues to arise, like muscle tension between the shoulder blades, muscle tension that can spread up into the muscles into the neck, can cause headaches, and can just cause overall limited mobility in our mid-back and even into our shoulders and neck. So it's important to really focus on your thoracic mobility, meaning improving movement in that mid-back area to help prevent pain or even to help alleviate pain. So as a physical therapist, anyone that comes in with neck or mid-back pain, I'm giving them thoracic mobility exercises because there's something everyone can benefit from. The great thing about mobility exercises is it doesn't take much equipment. So all you need for the exercises I'm going to show you today will probably just be a chair, a wall, possibly a towel, and a foam roller is great too. You don't need the gym. You can do these at home. You could even do them on your lunch break. It's a great way just to get things moving, kind of open you up, and it's going to help you feel much, much better. So today, join me as I share with you some of the best thoracic mobility exercises there are. So go ahead and grab your foam roller. Foam rollers come in different densities, different shapes and sizes. I prefer you use one that doesn't have those spikes on it and everything and be a little more comfortable to use and lie on, but just use whatever you've got. We're going to start with the foam roller massage to our thoracic spine area. So it's just kind of like a self-massage to the upper back. It's going to feel great. So I like to do this one after a workout or after a long day at work. All you're going to do is sit down with the foam roller behind you, lie onto it. You want to have your hands behind your head to support your head. Bring your elbows together, because if they're back, it's going to get in the way. And then all you're going to do is kind of push through your legs as you lift your bottom, and then just roll up the spine and down the spine. So you're kind of going from that brow area up to those upper traps a little bit. So just go slowly. It's just a nice way to massage those muscles, kind of warm them up before we get into our mobility exercises. So this is more soft tissue mobility here. Okay, it's just digging into those muscles, elongating them, lengthening them for us, and it feels good. Okay. So let's continue using the foam roller. We're next going to do some snow angels. So you know when you're a kid and you lie down in the snow and you go like that, we're going to do that with the foam roller now. So in order to use this, I want you to lie on top of the foam roller with your spine along the roller. So we're going to place it parallel to our spine, lie on top of it, tailbone should be right at the bottom, and then that way your head has some space to lie on top as well. Your legs can be bent in a wide position just to kind of balance and stabilize you. Then you're going to place your hands down on the ground, palms facing the ceiling. Now let's start that snow angel. You're going to slowly just raise those arms up overhead till they're almost touching, and then slowly bring them back down toward your hips. Keep the palms up the whole time, and just a slight relaxed bend in the elbow is okay to have here. Now, what you'll notice, what you'll feel, is this is a good chest opener. You're really going to feel a great stretch through those chest muscles to open you up here, okay? At the same time, it feels good between the shoulder blades or the scapula as well. Kind of feels like we're massaging there again too. So this is a great one, improving shoulder mobility, opening up the chest, improving our posture. If you're very, very tight, I'll warn you, you might not be able to touch the ground when you get up here, but that's fine. Just stay as low to the ground as you can the whole time. Nice slow snow angels there for maybe about 20 reps. All right. Another one of my favorite thoracic mobility exercises with the foam roller is just doing a self-mobilization, meaning you're trying to mobilize the spine on your own. You almost kind of want to get a crack out of the spine, and that's just going to improve mobility in your spine. So we're going to do the same setup that we did earlier with that self-massage, but this time we're going to do a quick movement as we do a crunch back and up and try and get a little crack out of our back. So here we go. You want to place it kind of between the shoulder blades, feet wide again, hands behind the back. What we're going to do is quickly go back and forward. And I got a few cracks there. So that's in a good spot. If I want to try another spot, I can roll down or up and try another spot. Kind of a quick movement as you go back, extend the spine, and then come forward again. But a quick movement is going to help you get a little crack out of it. If you're afraid of that and you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can keep it a slow movement, and it's still going to improve mobility in your spine even if you're not getting a crack. So just kind of just going back and forward slowly is totally fine as well. So maybe try it a few times on one level of your spine, then scoot and try it a few times on the other level. All right, and this one I like to have my elbows open, kind of open the chest up and just go back. It feels like a good stretch there. All right, excellent. All right, now the next exercise, we're gonna go grab a towel and try another one with that. All right, so grab a towel or even a pillow will do. You're gonna lie on your side and we're gonna do a bow and arrow today. This is actually one of my favorite thoracic mobility exercises. I have a lot of my patients do this one. So you're gonna lie down, legs bent to about 90 degrees, and place that towel or pillow between the knees. That way we can make sure the hips and the legs are staying completely still and all the movement we're getting is coming from the waist up. Arms are gonna come in front of you, hands clasped together. Okay, head can rest. If your head's uncomfortable, you can put a pillow here as well. Now what we're gonna do is draw the bow as you bring the top hand up toward the ceiling. Watch that hand with your eyes. Follow that hand as you open the hand out to the side and hold it here. Now, as you can see, my leg isn't going back with it. My hip's not dropping back. I'm keeping this top knee squeezed down into the towel here the whole time. So this is stationary and I'm getting all my movement from up here. That's the goal. So keep the hips forward. Top hip is stacked directly over the bottom hip. Get that nice opening here. You'll feel a great stretch through the chest here. Look over that top hand. Hold it for a second and then slowly bring it back forward to where you started. So again, let's go quicker. You're gonna bring that hand up. Follow the hand with your gaze. Look over as you hold it for a second here. Squeezing the towel and then slowly close. So this is a really great exercise for improving thoracic rotation. Obviously that was one side, so you'd want to repeat it on the other side as well. Okay, the next two exercises for thoracic mobility, you don't need any equipment. They're going to be in a quadruped position, which means on your hands and knees. The first one, we're going to be doing a one-arm reach while in that quadruped. So come onto your hands and knees here, okay? Knees directly under the hips, hands directly under the shoulders. Spine into neutral, so you're not rounded and you're not arched, you're just kind of flat there. Then in this position, I want you to first pull the shoulders down and back. Don't let them stay up to the ears, keep them down and back. And then you're gonna raise one arm straight forward as high as you can, bring it back down, and then do the other arm, same thing here. So this is allowing us to get some good shoulder flexion here, and that in itself is going to require a little bit of thoracic extension. So your goal is to not be rounded like this. Instead, you're working on keeping that thoracic spine straight, maintaining good stability there, and then doing that arm reach. So I would try maybe 20 reaches on each arm. Now, the next exercise we'll do in the same position, but we're going to be doing thoracic rotation, placing one hand behind the head. So let's go back out to here. One hand behind the head. You're going to turn towards that top hand. So I'm going to turn to the right, look up to the ceiling, go as far as I can. Once again, back is staying straight and neutral. My legs are staying completely still. And I'm just getting as much turn as I can here, which is coming from the waist up, mostly through the thoracic spine. Then I'm going to close it back down, back to where I started, right here, and open it back up, gazing toward that top elbow. Okay, so that's a version I like. You can also do a straight arm version. Thread the hand through at the bottom here, and then bring it up to the ceiling as you rotate up. That version is fine as well. Actually gives you a little bit more range of motion. Okay, so you can try that 20 there, and then switch and do the other side. Hand back, turn, twist, look up to that top elbow. All right, this one you might get a few pops in your mid-back as well. Totally fine, totally safe. We're just getting things moving up there after a long day at work. All right, I mentioned you would need a chair as well. So find some sort of chair. I'm gonna use a bench, doesn't really matter. Could even be your couch or your bed if it's low. And we're gonna do a child's pose stretch. So I know a lot of you are probably familiar with that from yoga. But with this stretch, we're gonna have our arms elevated on the chair or the bench to allow even more thoracic extension. So let me show you the general child's pose. You're typically in a position like this, right? Well, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna have the arms up here, and then you're gonna lean down into it. So instead of being here, where our thoracic spine is rounded, elevating the hands gets a little bit more thoracic extension in, and then you can allow gravity to just settle you down for a deeper stretch. So I really like this one. It feels good, and this is one that you can just hold for 30 seconds to a minute there. Feels really great. If you don't have a chair available, you can also do this standing with your hands on the wall and then just lean into it a little bit. But I like this version the best. Another exercise with the foam roller is a seated thoracic rotation. We're going to be working on that turning, twisting motion, and I like to do this seated with something between the knees, because having something between the knees makes sure that we're keeping the hips down, stable, not moving, so it's enforcing all the movement to come from that mid-back more. So place something between the knees. It can be the foam roller again, it can be a towel, pillow, doesn't matter. You're gonna squeeze into that, keeping constant tension on that item, still here. Then we're gonna do a twist to one side. Hands behind the head, elbows open, and you're just gonna slowly twist to one side as far as you can. Hold it for a second, come back, and go to the other side. Now, like I said, this is really enforcing that thoracic rotation, and we're trying to cut out the lumbar rotation too much from it by placing this item here that we have to keep stationary. So that's a great one because it's functional, and guess what? You can do this at your office desk. Just grab something to place in between, and you can do that for just a little mobility exercise break at work. All right, my final thoracic mobility exercise to teach you is called a camel. It's kind of like a modified backward bend stretch, you know, like the little gymnastics girls or guys do when they go into a full back bend. Well, I'm not going to attempt that because I do not want to injure myself at this age. But we're going to do a modified back bend, and it's called a camel. This is also a yoga pose. It's great at getting that thoracic extension in and really opening up the chest. So you're gonna start in a kneeling position, okay? Feet behind you. You're gonna reach back, put your hands on top of your heels. Once you're in that position, instead of having the hips down, push your hips forward. Let the shoulders open up, and then you can drop your head slightly. I wouldn't recommend dropping it all the way, but keep some control. A little chin tuck here, and then just hold it here, and it feels great. I feel a good stretch through my abs, through the front of my shoulder, through the front of my arm, and we're getting some good thoracic extension backwards here, which is a nice contrast to being in thoracic flexion all day. All right? Okay guys, so I taught you some really great thoracic mobility exercises today. Try those out. It's good to do those on a daily basis, whether it be during a quick lunch break at work or when you get home from the gym or home from work. Just get things moving. And to be honest, it feels great. You feel so much looser afterwards because a lot of us hold a lot of tension in the cervical thoracic region. And once you've really conquered that thoracic mobility and gotten better with that, don't forget you can start to add in some thoracic strengthening as well. Any exercise that's going to strengthen the trapezius muscles, the rhomboid muscles, anything that's going to open you up in the front and strengthen that upper back is going to be beneficial for you as well, because it's going to improve your posture and help prevent future injuries. So I hope you learned something. Make sure to check out beautifultothecore.com for more health and fitness tips. And please, 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 if you found the video helpful, please like it below and share it with your friends. I'd love it so much. Thanks, guys.